Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Saturday, September 4th. It is 11:11 on the East Coast part of the world. My name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I'm here every day at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Eastern Time. 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week. What? Every day? Yep. Every night? Yep. Why? Because it's really fun and I have groovy people that I get to hang out with and see and meet and learn about. And if you're here right now and you've never been here before, I invite you to check out the show. I invite you to come be a guest on the show. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. And thank you, William D. Lindemann, for making that happen. But you have a lot to catch up on if you're watching on YouTube, because there are over 970 some shows, I think. But anyway, that's just what's happening now. And now I'm here. And there is one person, or there is at least one comment here. Good morning, comment. Who's made a comment? William D. Thank you for that post today. I think I'm going to, it's kind of a weird day, but I want to feel some of the wind. I think it's going to rain. I think. I haven't checked because I don't live by the weather. I mean, I don't really believe them usually, except when they say that something's going to happen. But let's see if anything's going to happen. Weather forecast.
It's currently cloudy and 70 degrees.
40% chance of rain. And look, it's already happening. The magic is already happening. Ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen, Jeff Metzger is live from somewhere else. In the car. Now where are you?
I'm here. I'm in the car.
Look at those beautiful sunny skies. Oh, well, he's on his way somewhere. And I know we had, let's see. Let me just do something really quick. Let me edit the post. Yes, sir? Talk to me.
Hear you, not well. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? Well, now I can't hear you.
I bet you can now.
Yeah, it's kind of...
I mean, now? I know. I don't know what... I've never done it like this before on Zoom.
That worked.
You want to try it? Does that work?
Right there. Just talk
Yep.
just like that.
I can do it this way, but I can't stop. So you know, we're at the mercy of the airwaves.
Where are you driving? What are you doing this week?
I just left home. I'm going to Los Angeles, actually, into the San Fernando Valley to pick up a rug that we had repaired. Didn't I tell you the story about how Layla peed on the rug?
Yeah.
Her Turkish entry rug.
Yes.
And Lisa tried to clean it up with some pet stain remover that she didn't test first, and it took out of this overdyed, beautiful purple Turkish rug. It took out all the purple and left this big old red circle in the middle of the rug. So we were looking around who could do it. We finally found this cool place in San Fernando Valley. Now, if you know the geography here, that's Los Angeles. That's when you go the hill into the valley. So that's where they are. So I want to get an early start today. So off I go.
Off you go. And have you seen
Get up there when they open at 10 o'clock.
a photo of it since it's been finished?
We have seen pictures. Yes, it looks great. So,
That's a real art. I did that
yeah.
for about 3 weeks. I did that job for 3 weeks once, and I quit in the third week. It's hard.
But our previous cat had peed a lot on the rug, so he's cleaned up, the whole thing, like and completely re-dyed it.
Oh, wow.
And the guy is, I guess he went to school for it. The third generation business, and now the grandson is the one who's got all the technical skills that does the dyeing. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
But
because
I gotta go to LA. To get it.
we did it with paint. We did it with well, they were dye, but it was like we painted and then would sew it together. And I was like, this is too intense, but it's quite an art. That's great that the grandson is sticking with it. Lucky.
Yeah. The father I think the father runs the business. Son is the one who's now does the quotes, does the work. So it's been done for a while, but we haven't. To go up there in the middle of the week is crazy with traffic.
Sure.
So we've waited until the weekend, and they're not open on Sundays, so they have a small window on Saturdays. And I was gone, as you and your millions of fans are well aware. Was gone the last 3. No, last week I was back, but I was gone, and the weekends that I was gone, so I haven't had a chance to get up there.
Cumulatively, we have millions of fans, but today we have 2, my mom and William D. Lindemann. I posted that we're live.
That's all.
I tagged you, but none of your loyal fans are on at 8:15 in the morning.
Apparently not. Apparently not even the ones that are in New York at 11:15. They're still not.
They're still.
I think we should just. What we should do is just. We should just advertise that we're going on naked, even though we don't. But at least people will start watching.
That could be. I'll advertise that for you for next week.
No. Next week's Laguna. You can advertise Laguna.
Oh, you'll be in Laguna Beach.
Yeah, we move in there Wednesday.
Exciting. And that's for 1 month, right?
For 1 month, 30 days.
Crazy that we've already experienced this last year.
Right.
Wow. Yep, Grace is watching. Oh,
Hi, Mama Grace.
There are 2 other people that are lurking. I don't know who they are. They might be Jeff Metzger fans.
Yeah. They can come on and say hi if they'd like.
Patty Lohman is here. William D is here. Mama Grace and 2 other people. Are you Jeff Metzger fans? So what's the T-shirt and hat ensemble today?
Giants. Oh boy, I'm tired today.
Yeah.
The game. It was supposed to be. It was going to be fast, and it went almost 4.5 hours. Didn't end till 11:15 our time last night. It was 11:10. What a thriller! Oh my God. I think the furthest the Dodgers and the Giants have been tied at the same this late in the season since I don't know how many decades. So they entered this 3-game series tied.
Oh.
After the Giants have been on top since late May. Dodgers finally caught them this week. Giants had a slump, and then they start this critical 3-game series in San Francisco that was I was wrung out by the time the game was over. And it went to 11 innings, and it was just one missed opportunity by teams after another, and just incredible, a couple of incredible defensive plays, and then the game ends on an error when the Giants, with a guy on third base, maybe the bases were loaded, he hits a ground ball to the second baseman, who throws to first and throws just a little wide, and the first baseman comes just off the bag to take the throw. The first baseman, because they're basically out of players. The Giants hadn't won the game in that inning. They were putting their best pitcher in left field to go to the next inning because they were all out of players. But this guy who's playing first base had never played first base in the major leagues. He's a catcher and an outfielder, and he comes off the bag to take the throw, stretching, and his foot comes off the bag, and he can't get his foot back on the bag in time for the runner. Game ends on an error. Giants win 3-2.
Really?
Go back in first place. An absolute thriller.
Sounds like it. It was way more thrilling just hearing it in 30 seconds than it.
Well, it was one. The Giants were had 1-0 the whole night, and then in the ninth inning, the Dodgers caught them. The Giants couldn't hold on, and so it goes to 1-1. And the Giants blew an opportunity in the ninth, and then the 10th. And I won't bore you with your millions of fans with the new rules about extra inning games, where they start the inning with the man on second base, and so trying to speed up the games.
They started the inning with the man on second base?
Yeah. Well, last year, remember, for COVID, they did only a 60-game season last year, so they didn't want to overtax the players, and with getting into these long games that would blow out pitching staffs in the 15 and 16 innings. So they came up with this idea that they would start every extra inning with a man on second base to give the team an easier chance to score. And then theoretically, the games would more chances to score, the more chances that the game would not go 15, 16 innings, but maybe be over in 1 or 2 extra innings. So they carried that rule over to this year, which they'll probably get rid of it next year. Changes the strategy. I don't like it. Most people don't like it. It changes. For example, the pitcher comes in. He does a great. The Dodgers get the 10th inning. They got a guy on second to start the inning because that's where he starts. The first guy hits a fly ball to right field, 1 out, but the runner tags to third. The next guy hits a fly ball to center field. The runner tags and scores from third. The pitcher's done a great job. He's faced 2 batters. He's got 2 outs. He's going to lose the game.
Right.
In any event, so that's some of the criticisms of the rules. But the Giants then tied it in the bottom of the 10th, and they got out of the top of the 11th when a great play by the shortstop throws out the potential winning run at home plate. And then in the bottom of the 11th, all the shenanigans, all this stuff happened on the error, and they win.
That's craziness. I had no idea.
It was a great game. I mean, if it would have been I would have been right now today. I would have been in a state of depression talking to you if the Giants had figured out a way to blow that game. But they didn't. So now I'm happy. Huh?
When do they play?
Tonight. It's a 3-game series. So tonight at 6 our time. Tomorrow night's the ESPN game. I think they start that one at 4 our time, so 7 on the East.
My friend Pam just said I missed the game last night. This is awesome. So she appreciates the replay, and I do too, because that's done. Now we can watch tonight if we want to, Mama Grace.
Oh, it was one of those all night. You were worried because as a Giants fan, because in the 3rd inning they had the bases loaded, nobody out. They could have busted it open, and they scored just 1 run. And then they had a man on third in the next inning, in the 4th inning, with it's amazing I can remember this, all the wine I drank last night, and I still have this recall of the game. But in the 4th inning, they had a man on third with 1 out, so it's only 1-0 with all those chances, and they just kept holding them off. And in the 9th, the Dodgers tied it. The Dodgers are good. I mean, it was 2 good teams playing their asses off.
Now, do you eat while you're watching, or was dinner already over?
Yeah, it was. Well, I have it on the computer, so yeah, I was cooking and watching I was multitasking. I was watching the second set of the Dead & Company while on one device I had the Giants game, and another device I had 2 dishes going on the stove. So I was taking my time. So yeah, then the dinner, we sit down and play dinner, and the game is on, and
What
and we do the dishes, and the game is on, and then the dishes are done, and the game is on. We have dessert, and the game is on, and Lisa goes into to work on the computer, and the game is on, and it goes on, and after 11 o'clock, she says, I'm going to bed. The game is still on.
That's crazy.
It was.
Oh, I knew Jack Brickhouse. Jack Brickhouse, his wife used to, anyway, I knew Jack. Hey.
Tigers, right? Rick House, was he the Tigers?
Cubs.
Cubs. Ernie Harwell was Tigers. Jack Brickhouse was Cubs, and then Harry Carey. Yeah.
Yeah. And then these are my Harry Carey glasses. I've just decided.
Yeah, that would be. I can see the resemblance.
Yeah, I feel very Harry Carey-ish today. What was for dinner?
Last night we had from New Zealand. We had sashimi for appetizers, New Zealand snapper, and I made friggin' one of my best risottos ever. Boy, I'm getting good at that. The key is getting it off at the right time, getting the rice the right consistency, and then getting it off. So last night I used some of the broth from the Sicilian restaurant, and I made it with mushrooms and onions. Threw in some fresh basil, grated cheese, and just pan sauteed some that snapper. Made a salad. The snapper, it's not, the New Zealand snapper is not like red snapper that you get here. It's more like something it's more like a superior whitefish. Very close to that.
Interesting.
So tonight I'm making chicken marsala with the crispy roast potatoes.
Ooh, the potatoes.
I haven't done that for a while. I haven't made the potatoes for a while.
Those are the potatoes. Are you having our guests invited?
We have one guest tonight. We have one guest. It'll just be the three of us while we chit chat, drink wine, and I'll be watching the baseball game again.
Oh yeah, Jack Brickhouse did cover both the Cubs and the White Sox. Yes. William's just full of knowledge, but I didn't know that. But
William, I could probably tell you every baseball announcer of the '60s for each team. I could almost do that.
All right, let's go.
Well, I mean, shit. There was Mel Allen was still with the Yankees. You know what? Maybe I can't do them all. I mean, obviously the Giants. We watched Russ Hodges and Lon Simmons is who I grew up with. And this is as a kid. And then Vin Scully and Jerry Doggett did the Dodgers. Then the Padres came into being in the late '60s, and Jerry Coleman who was the former Yankee player. He was their announcer. You said the Cubs. Cardinals. They had Jack Buck, but Harry Carey was there too. And Jack Buck and the Cubs. You said. I don't remember when Bob Uecker, who's still doing the Braves games. I mean, the Brewers games. I think he started doing the Braves games in Milwaukee. Who else do I remember? Harwell did the. Now we couldn't listen to him then, and there was no internet. But because I memorized all things baseball back in those days, including most lineups, I can remember this stuff. I don't know. Cincinnati had. I don't know when Marty Brennaman came later, but I forgot. Joe Nuxhall was there for a long time as the announcer. Mike Shannon was the third baseman for the '64 World Championship Cardinals. Has been, I think he's in his 50th or 51st year as the announcer for the Cardinals now. He's retiring after this year.
Oh, that's crazy.
So all this trivia that I could.
What were you like as a child?
What was that? What is that? In what respect?
What would your family? What did your third grade teacher think of you?
Oh,
Oh man. And he said,
bad grades. I used to talk too much.
Wait, you got to start
Class.
over. Wait. You got to start over. You froze right when I asked what your third grade teacher thought of you.
Well, my third grade teacher liked me. My fourth grade teacher thought I was a nuisance and a disruption. And my fifth grade teacher liked me. So we always chalked it up to there was something wrong with the fourth grade teacher, not me.
So that she just wasn't very nice, or he wasn't very nice. Third grade.
She was tough. So we had these. So back in those days, there was just the report cards were not necessarily by subject; it was by different things. And deportment was what they was the for behavior. So I used to get bad grades. Well, that year I got bad grades in deportment and penmanship. You couldn't read my writing.
Do you write now? Do you actually write now at all? Do you make lists or anything?
Yeah, sure, I make notes. Yeah.
How's your
Also,
writing these days?
No, very few people can read it, but very few people have to.
And is Lisa a fan of baseball?
Yes and no. I mean, she doesn't. She won't watch it unless I am. But if we start watching it, she might get involved. Yeah. All the sports that last night she was trying to keep me calm. Jeff, they're going to win. It's going to be fine. But this guy, if he gets a base hit,
some
Hey,
more
look, Jeff,
wine, Jeff. Have some
you
more
gotta stay
wine.
positive. What?
Have
Yeah,
some
more
more
wine.
wine. Hey,
Stay positive.
speaking
Stay
of,
positive.
I
It's
have
gonna
my
be fun.
I have my Seattle Seahawks shirt on. So, new
Hmm.
coach?
What?
I have my Seattle Seahawks shirt on.
We'll talk about that next week. We can talk about Seahawks because that's the eve of the season opener.
Okay.
Yeah, next week will be. What's next week's the 11th? Oh, next week's the 11th.
I have a gig next week.
Oh, you'll be in California. So when do you leave? When do you get
It'll
here?
be early. This week. One of these days. You know, it's more challenging to leave here these days because there used to be a bus and you could take a train and there were people always driving in and now there's no bus and now when you take the train you have to take the train, then you have to get to another train and then you have to take an Uber and then you have to it's it's challenging. I should just drive there. I'd get there faster. Not really, but less thought. Just drive. Have you ever driven cross country?
The closest we did in 1980 after I took the bar. There's a I took the bar in July and the results don't come out until November. So during that time, Lisa and I had first started dating. I guess we were still in our first year. Yeah, first year dating, I guess. We went around the country. We went as far. I left Southern California, picked her up in Arizona, where she was from. We went up Grand Canyon, through Utah, national parks there, over to Denver. I had a relative there. Then Denver, we drove right through the Midwest to Chicago, some friends there. From Chicago, we wandered our way down to New Orleans.
Fine.
I think it was the first trip to New Orleans, through Mississippi and Mississippi, and through then to New Orleans. From New Orleans, then we drove back up to Louisiana, and then west over to Texas, where we had friends in Dallas and in San Antonio. Visited them, and then we went back, back to Arizona from Texas, and then from Arizona back up to Northern California.
What a
I don't know, 4 weeks or something like that, or 5 weeks. I don't know. Yeah.
Were you pretty confident that you passed the bar?
I was confident. You never know. I was confident. I kept telling myself back then, there's a whole lot of idiots that are practicing law, so you can't. It's not. People do pass this on a majority basis. I also was in those days. You look at the statistics, and the people. I was not a wizard student, but I was the top third of my class, and the top third of my class at the school I went to, historically, I think the pass rate was in the 90s at that time or something. So I figured, odds are with me. I'm just damn glad I didn't have to do it a second time.
Me too. Lillian says hello.
I will. Yeah, the bar exam's no picnic.
No. And then did you go to work right after you passed?
Yeah, I had a job lined up. So then I worked at this place in Northern California where I thought I was going to settle. And then I wasn't loving it. And then I got this opportunity to come to Orange County. I took it, figuring, hey, come see the beach for a couple of years. That was 40 years and 3 months ago.
Crazy. And you're winding it up now. Winding it down.
Right. I am trying. I am trying.
How
I am trying.
And
So far you've got me through. I've already left Newport Beach on the freeway. Now we're through Huntington Beach, now into Seal Beach, then past that Long Beach. Just in case those are interested in the geography.
of course.
The many thousands.
I'm in the middle of a train earthquake right now.
About what?
Twice a day, there's a train that goes by below
Oh,
on the track below the bluff that I'm on, and it's carrying coal. I think it goes to Holland or Muskegon. William might know. Full of coal. Huge, long train. And when it does, when it's full, it shakes my house.
I would imagine.
And it used to feel like an earthquake. I mean, it still feels like an earthquake, but I used to think it was an earthquake.
Well, not doing much for climate change, all that coal.
Not at all. Not at
That
all.
would be considered a fossil fuel.
Yeah, it's pretty insane that you watch it and go, really? Yes, well, I'm glad you're back in your car. And I had a friend of mine this morning wrote how she got caught in the flood the other night in New York on her way home from a gig. And it's quite a story. I'll have to have her on the show, but she was driving. A few friends of mine were taught. One friend of mine was driving from Queens to Jersey to the Edgewater, and it took him 3 hours from Queens to New Jersey. But this friend was driving home from a gig, and she had all her keyboards and everything in it. And,
Oh, shit.
and all of a sudden, she was in water, and the next thing, the water was up to the windows in the car, and her sister had given her one of those. Have you ever seen that little hammer that they advertise on TV for emergencies for your car? It's got
Yeah.
it can cut your seat belt, and she had one in her car. She busted open the window and got out. She was in water up to her chest, in heels and a dress from her gig, lost everything in the car, her music and everything, but she's safe. But my goodness,
Literally, it just happened like instantaneously.
that fast. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. In a matter of seconds, it felt like. She said had she not had that and what basically she was advertising, she's like, everybody get one of these in your car. And I said, I have one. It's in my car in California. My dad bought it for me. It's like it's a tool, and it's a rescue tool, and it can crack your window, pop. But her windows were already halfway up as she busted out.
Jeez.
Yeah. Crazy.
Apparently, it was. We talked about when I was there, the Central Park record for rain when I was there that night for 1.9 inches in an hour. That record lasted what, 10 days? They got 3 inches in an hour that other night. So apparently, what I went through was nothing.
Some places, I think they got 7.
Jesus.
Yeah. So yeah, no climate change happening here.
No.
Oh, I'm getting hearts. Thank you. Yay, thank you.
So what do you got going this weekend?
Oh, I'm going to go to the market for a minute, and then I'm going to go to a craft fair for a little bit, and then I'm going to the what do you call it? To the hardware store. And we're getting a new kitchen faucet, and I'm getting my cousin grows bamboo, and I have in my bedroom I have kind of a theme. It isn't really a theme, but it looks a little 40ish, and I have vintage curtains, and I want to have bamboo curtain rods. So my cousin's putting up, or my friend is putting up hooks and just doing stuff like that, getting some stuff done. Not too much. I'm laying low. There's too many people around. There's a big festival happening, and there's another festival happening, and
That siren in Michigan or in California?
that was a really interesting siren, wasn't it? Ooh, Lillian.
There's 2 guys just went flying past me very, very fast. So I'm wondering whether sounds like it was there where you are.
Ooh. No, that was a very strange siren. I don't know what it was. No idea. Are you going to hear any music today?
We are
Something's
tomorrow.
going down.
Tomorrow we're going to go to the closing day of the Sawdust Art Festival.
Ooh, you're going to go?
And then,
Next year I want to go to the Sawdust.
yeah, you probably. Holy shit! Is that where you are?
That was the firefighters.
Oh, um, yes. So tomorrow we're gonna. I think it's a reggae band or something there tomorrow. So
Yeah,
we'll
something's going
do a
down.
little music tomorrow.
We'll go the other way. I hope whatever's happening, people are safe. That's all I have to say. Yes, next year I want to go to the Sawdust Festival.
Yes, you probably do.
Sounds really.
Summer in the yeah, it's cool. It's very cool.
Have you started packing yet for your trip?
No, I haven't. That's it, and it's it's I don't know. We just start throwing stuff in a car and but it's one thing. If we don't get everything, you just go back the next day or two. It's only 15 minutes. And just pick up what but we take a lot of stuff. But you have to get all Layla's things there too. Layla's very excited to get back to her lounge on the deck. Layla's lounge.
Layla's Lounge.
Layla's lounge. So she'll be sunning. She'll be sunning with an ocean view.
And will you have guests while you're there?
Well, yeah, I think mostly we have people come and sunset, have wine, and then before dinner, things like that kind of thing. It's a small place, so it's not like anybody can stay. But sure, who's ever around, we'll kind of like host. We'll host pre-dinner stuff.
Fun.
And the kids will come. Kids will come. Yeah, I mean, we'll cook some nights for sure. There's a nice grill there, so it's convenient. Do take out a lot and go out a lot, and we kind of walk to basically everything we can do there. So.
Is it where you live now not easy to walk to town?
Oh yeah, no, we can't walk to a restaurant. There's one restaurant that's still a mile away, but I guess we could, but no. Then to go into we're 3 miles, from the beach, so basically it's about that distance. To go to wherever the nearest restaurants would be from where we live. So that's cool. I mean, it's not far, but in Laguna, we stay in town, so we can just walk. Some of them are short walks.
Sometime make a trip to. You'll love St. Joseph, Michigan in the summertime. In the summertime.
Yeah, I know, because when we were up in the Traverse City area those years, yeah, I know exactly what it's like. It's beautiful. Got to retire first, then we can just kind of take off whenever we want.
I was talking to a friend. I was WhatsApping with my friend yesterday in San Pancho. Rebecca, you met Rebecca.
Did I?
Yeah, the last night of the festival, we all kind of sipped tequila together. Rebecca Dieste, she opened up a salon over at the La Patrona. Anyway, major storm there last night. Like while we were recording back and forth because she didn't have clear signal. Just like I had to lower the volume because Lillian was hearing the thunder and lightning. Wow, crazy storm.
I hadn't heard from my brother. I think they're there. They were in Mexico City they still may even be there. They went for a while. I'll have to check in on that one. Huh.
It's pretty intense, it sounds like. Didn't get a lot. The hurricane in Puerto Vallarta was really devastating, but in San Pancho, just lots and lots of mud.
There was a hurricane in Puerto Vallarta?
Oh yeah, it touched down in PV too. Yeah, big time. Old town.
Last week?
Yeah.
I hadn't heard a word about that.
Oh yeah. I'll send you some videos.
Yeah, shit.
Yep.
I can say that, right? On this show? Of course, I don't know if I can or I can't, but I do.
Yeah, I could almost read this, but.
So you got Gary tonight.
Gary Lambert tonight. He's going to a show, and so we'll be talking to him from a train station. Then tomorrow morning, Alex Martinez, and then tomorrow night it's Poetry Glam. Everybody, anybody.
So Gary's going to a show tonight. That's right. There's no Dead Ghost show tonight.
Right, but he's
That's cool. Who's he seeing?
Let me look again. We messaged last night. I had some water. He had water in the basement. I might go back to New Haven for the last show of the J-Rad residency there. So he's thinking about it. Because this is one of the few times on this tour that the Dead are not playing on Saturday. However, I might go to New Haven for the last show of the J-Rad residency, which means maybe doing my bit of 11:11 from that beautiful train station again. I hope so, because it was beautiful.
Oh, it's tonight. It's the final show? Because I just saw a blurb on my email. I was thinking of piping that one in. It starts early here, so I could watch. It starts at 3:30 here.
Oh. Yeah,
I was
because
thinking so Gary might be there. Okay.
they have a curfew. So they have to be out of there early.
So it starts at 6:30. So it's probably 10 o'clock. Maybe it might be 10 o'clock there that they get out of there.
Could be.
Or 11, something like that. So that's cool. Okay, you know what? Maybe I will pipe that in.
There you go.
That's a good one. Okay, yeah, we watched. Okay.
Now where are you?
Now I am just past the Carson area. Now I am right near the junction where the 405 freeway that I'm on joins with the 110, the Harbor Freeway that goes straight to downtown while I'll stay on the 405, kind of on the western side of Los Angeles, right through, I'll go right past the airport, right past Westwood, right, and then up over the hill, and then drops down into the valley.
You're getting close to Fox's.
The Foxes.
Well, wherever Armando works, but they have a sister restaurant somewhere in the valley.
Oh.
She's a valley.
But I thought they were east. I thought they were more east.
I thought there was another place in the valley. But do you stop anywhere else?
In the valley? Okay, in the valley.
Oh.
You know, today I don't think so. I think today I'm just going to head back. I got stuff to do.
No specialty
So
shop?
that's why I wanted to get going earlier. Last time I waited until after your show to go up. Today I just want to get there and get back. Last time I went up there, I had some wine that I had bought from one of the stores that I hadn't been up to. So I went and picked that up. But today I'm just going back.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go take this little girl outside. She's sitting patiently on my lap, but I know she needs to get outside because she hasn't been out today because she was wrapped up in silk until about 11:07. So I hope that you have a safe trip there and back, uneventful anyway.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to plug in the I don't remember exactly how to get to the place. I got to plug in the GPS to get that through the Waze or to figure out where I'm going. But I got some time for that.
I think the last time we talked to you in the car, you were getting a COVID test.
True. Michael was bringing that up to me when I saw him. He was laughing about that day. Yeah.
Yep.
Probably is true.
I think so.
I certainly took one for the team that day, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That was way early on. You did a COVID test. We've had COVID tests. We've had, unfortunately, Michael Keel was in the hospital 2 Thursdays ago with COVID, and we watched him get his vitals checked by his cool nurse. So 11/11's everywhere. And September 30th is the 1000th show, so if you want some time, you better grab it.
What day of the week is that?
I think it's a Thursday.
Well, you know, we're on staycation for the month, so tell me the hour you want, or half hour, or
Whatever.
6 minutes, or whatever.
As long as the ladies can be there too, that'd be fun.
Maybe something like, I don't know, 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock your time, something like that.
That'll work. I don't have that time booked yet.
Okay, let's do that.
1 o'clock. 1:11.
So 10:11 our time. Okay.
And you
We can make that happen.
Okay, fun. Well.
Okay, well, have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Give Mama Grace a hug.
I will. I'll go do that as I take Lillian outside. Thank you very much, and thanks for making the effort happen to make this all work. So you're zooming from your phone.
I'm zooming from my phone, and you know what? I didn't take a charger with me. I didn't think I needed that. Wait, shit! I just used up. I hope I didn't use up too much. Although I have my iPad with me, so I do have another way of communicating. But I probably should get off.
Yeah,
so I don't burn up.
probably use a lot more in Facebook Live, so you're okay. All right, we'll let you go. Thank you.
Oh, Jeff. Good. Okay, guys, everyone, have a nice week.
You
Talk to you
too.
next week from Laguna.
Hey, pick a letter.
Adios.
Pick a letter, any letter.
Oh. Well, I did Q last time, so I won't do that one.
Yeah, not today.
So how about X?
No, I already did X. My brain's not working enough.
How about, let's just do it in both of our honors. Let's just do J.
All right, there you go, Jay. There it is. Have a great week.
Adios.
Thanks, you guys. Jeff Metzger,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay, what you got going, Jay? Thanks, Dave, for the clapping, and I know we stay. Hey, Jay. Hey, Patty. Hey, Armando. Hey, Rob Morocco, too. And hey, Carol, if you're there with the pencil, how do you do? Patty and Mama, too, I want to thank you all for listening to Jeff and I talk about a baseball. Yes, I want you to have a jolly good day with your thoughts. And always inhale joy and exhale the words of joyfulness and joyousness. And everyone be happiness. I make up words sometimes, and that's okay, because as long as they rhyme, we can continue to play. And thank you, Jeff, for the play-by-play today. Hey. And from your heart, I wish you a Jenna and Jeff kind of heart. That means love, that means peace, that means so much if you want to start. So everybody have a good time. Stay safe, stay healthy, and be real nice. And I'll see you not once, but twice. Today, one more Saturday morning with Jeff Metzger. Tonight, one more Saturday with Gary Lambert. And you know, Lillian Pearl is on my lap. I was gonna do it, but I decided to let her stay on my lap. And I will say, hey, just clap. But I'm one hand clapping because the other one's holding her heart. And I know that's a start, so I will just say goodbye for now. Love hard. Thanks, Jeff. Really, really hard.